I've got so much to tell you about. Like, what about that thing about the next pandemic? Saying the next pandemic, is it Bill Gates that said
Bill
the next
Gates.
pandemic might be man-made?
Man-made.
What do you mean next one? About the last one? As we all know, the last pandemic came out of a naughty fish's ass, but the next one could be made by me. Not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just mucking around, having a bit of fun, for Christ's sake. Bill Gates warns Australia to prepare for the next pandemic, which could be man-made and far more brutal. Spoiler alert, rather than a warning.
Well, he's actually been in that article, I read it, and he's been very complimentary of how Australia dealt with lockdowns.
Well, they were one of the worst, weren't they? They wouldn't even let you
Those
over.
dog cages again.
Even if you didn't have COVID, but were just a bit too good at tennis. Has he got COVID? I don't think so. He's bloody good at tennis. He ain't coming in. Kanye, he's not allowed in for anti-Semitism. There's like, I've been Australia. They've got plenty of anti-Semites there. Let me know if you are Australian.
I don't think that's the message.
Well, no, I love Australia and Australians. I love that place. But I'm just saying, I feel like there are anti-Semites.
Sure.
That's part of the problem with anti-Semitism. So, hey, check it out. But Kanye, he ain't allowed there for the anti-Semitism.
We'll leave Kanye.
Leave him alone, because he probably might come on one day.
Well, I'm just being leave the subject of Kanye.
Leave him. Yeah. Don't be an anti-Semite. Don't be anti-anything.
No, definitely don't be an anti-Semite.
Don't be prejudiced. Open your heart to the limitless love that is available to you at all times. Check out this from Bill Gates. Let's get away from that controversial subject and point out that Bill Gates publicly said vaccines don't work. Check it out.
The current vaccines are not infection blocking. They're not broad.
Okay, so they're not broad, they don't block infections, but well, I'm getting hard. Why should I invest again?
When new variants come up, you lose protection.
It don't work, brilliant.
And they have very short duration. The current vaccines...
Okay, Bill, well, thank you. Why don't you make those mandatory for everyone? Whether it's not being affected, limited time of working. Go on, what's your point then?
No, there's no point. Look, we've spoken before about, vaccines and how, like, certainly for certain members of the population that they are still...
Gareth, I'm going to undermine you by pressing your jingle.
Okay.
Come over to the dark side, Gal.
Sure. No, I won't join you over there.
Biden's got a new chief of the... Oh, no, we'll finish this. NIH gain-of-function regulations are vague and secretive. Yeah, of course they are. If they were explicit and concise, they wouldn't bloody well work. The National Institute of Health should improve how it regulates lab-generated viruses. Yeah. That could pose a national security risk, according to them folks. The National Security Advisory Board said, enhanced pandemic potential pathogens, blah, 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 blah. What do you think about this, Gal?
Well, this is basically saying that it's literally been found that the NIH and their gain-of-function research has not been, amazingly,
I think they should stop
haven't
doing
been
it.
transparent about it.
Let me know in the chat and the comments. Do you want gain-of-function research or not? What are they saying? Isn't gain-of-function research essentially this? Am I being simplistic? Am I being savantish? Am I being deliciously idiotic? Isn't it saying, just in case there's this terrible disease in the future, let's make it now and invent a vaccine for it? What if there wasn't it in the future?
Can you just go back to that last card? There's one at the bottom.
Why don't you answer my question?
So look, privately funded research that risks causing a pandemic, one of those things we just had.
Yeah, I remember that.
Occurs largely in the shadows, the group found. So, I mean, it's kind of amazing, and I don't think they mean...
out of the shadows.
They don't mean bat caves at that point either.
They don't mean bat caves, nor do they mean Cliff Richard's adorable backing group. They mean the realm of the undead.
Yeah, they do. Essentially, they
don't mean that. That was a test.
They are... What this highlights is that gain-of-function research that was done, or tests that were done at the time of the pandemic. One, there's obviously a huge controversy about whether it should be happening. Secondly, if there's going to be results, they should be transparent about them. Then they weren't.
Get Robert Kennedy on this show.
Peter Daszak, who was head of Eco Alliance at the time, also apparently had a big sway in public messaging from the government around this at the time in terms of the origin of the lab leak.
Yeah, all right.
No, I'm just saying.
Listen, Listen, Joe Biden, if you're an American right now, he's your president. He's got himself a new chief of staff who made millions from the healthcare industry. I know it's a little bit late, but he's got a very warming and heartening message full of Christmas cheer. Check out, this is Jeff Zients. He's chief of staff now, made hundreds of millions from the healthcare industry. I don't know if it's during the pandemic. Let me stop that now and show some belated journalistic integrity. Check him out, giving us all a holiday season message.
For the unvaccinated, you're looking at a winter of severe illness and death. For yourselves, your families, and the hospitals you may soon overwhelm.
Merry Christmas.
Got Fauci there, Walensky there.
They're his mates.
Fauci, Walensky, head of the CDC.
I'll tell you what, that's the kind of piety, certainty, and haughtiness that has come to define the pandemic period, which in retrospect, and in particular relating to my recent conversation with Martin Gurri, I feel has been about creating centralized power above all else and ushering in the opportunity to generate digital IDs. We ain't conspiracy theorists, we're conspiracy realists over on this show. Bye-bye.